you can get like because they have heavy weaponry, and like you have heavy weaponry, and like you get overwhelmed, and you're just going through thousands of rounds for like one magazine, or you have a flamethrower and you're just expending the entire magazine or cartridge or canister or whatever the fuck it is, and your dude would just start screaming out of nowhere as it gets more intense. For democracy.
I did the first mission solo, and it was
I mean, like, you're still like, because were you talking about the tutorial?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you wrote the tutorial, and that's obviously by yourself.
Yeah.
And I guess you do like one mission, right? It's like there's no missions with like, I mean, there's no like specific order to the missions, but like you just
kind of zone in and go, yeah.
Yeah.
And
silence in the snap of time.
My bad, guys. I wasn't paying attention to the time.
This is why we have alarms on our phones.
My man said, don't worry.
Man, I wouldn't have heard it even if I did have an alarm.
Just knocks out, huh?
No, I was in the middle of like editing a song, and I was like real deep into it, and I just was not paying attention.
Just in the zone.
I was very much in the zone.
Hello, Twitch titties.
Wait, what?
I open up Twitch, it's just covered in titties.
Oh
yeah,
nice.
Little hot tub streaming
Stuff you gotta share, but dude, I'm having so much fun, and it's also like it's challenging, but it's also a lot of fucking fun.
You talking about Helldivers?
Yeah, man. God.
You just
knew.
That's just
it's so much fun.
I just bought it a few hours ago, and it is quite a blast.
Dude, it's so much fun. Dude, I love it when I'm in there and like I'm getting like just like swarmed, and he's got the flamethrower and he just screams out, "For Super Earth!" You can just feel it. You're just like.
I think my only complaint is it does not it doesn't tell you how to complete your objectives.
That's kind of true. You do have to kind of like understand, like it kind of does tell you just have to pay attention. So like you got to go up to the terminals.
There's a lot to pay attention to.
There is. Yeah. There's a lot to pay attention to. Like, and I paid attention, so I know what I'm doing. So like whenever I'm getting in the mission, people don't know what's going on, and I'm just fucking doing fucking everything. Like, don't worry, team. I'll put the team on my back. Yeah, you like look at the terminals, like you activate it, you know, say like you're launching the nuke or something, like you activate the terminal, and it says, you know, push this button sequence. So you push the button sequence, and then it's just like, the latches are still in place. You need to disconnect the latches, and it shows you where they are, and you're just like, okay, and you look, and you're like, oh, I see which ones I need to go undo. Sweet. And they're like, oh, now press this button on the terminal. You're like, okay, cool. Wait a couple minutes. And I'm like, all right, cool. Defending off a swarm. And then it launches. And there's other things like that, like when you're like trying to like refuel stuff, and I'm just like, there's a blockage in, this area. You need to open this valve. And your character interact with it, and he screams out the number like 2B. And the other people are like, no, like, oh, there's a blockage at 2B. I need to go to the 2B, and I need to open the valve. You just gotta pay attention.
I like how you have to punch in codes to do stuff.
That is so much fun. And
it's kind of a unique thing, It's like a throwback to older games in a way.
Yeah, wasn't I saying like I wish we had more quick time sequences? I'm just in love with it now. I'm like, I gotta press the sequence. So you're just fucking running, and you got 1,000 bugs on your ass, and you're just like, I need to call in an airstrike, but I also can't stop running. And like, I need to pull out the thing, and I need to push in the buttons. And like, I can't stop running. I gotta do it. You gotta try to do it at the same time. Sitting there, I finally get it. Like, sweet. I just throw the airstrike at my feet, just keep on moving, and just blows up behind me. Like, for Super Earth.
Oh man.
I've gotten so good at I've had to like revive so many people that I actually do know the reinforcement sequence by heart now. I can't tell you what the buttons are, but I know when I have to reinforce somebody. Like I just hold L1 and all of a sudden my thumb just reinforcements incoming. I'm like, I have no idea how I did that, but I just know it.
You got it by muscle memory now?
Yeah, I have it by muscle memory. I couldn't tell you what it actually is. I think it's down, up, right, left, down. But it doesn't matter. I just know.
And we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast, episode 105 of the Mature Nerdy Podcast for Immature People. The show where we talk about any and all things nerd, from video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. I am your host, King Nick Beard Griffmore. Welcome to the show. And if you've been hanging out in the starting soon screen, you've realized that we've all been playing Helldivers, except for Wild.
Yeah, I haven't been playing it. I haven't sipped the Kool-Aid just yet.
We could have a 4-person squad right about now. We can have a 4-person squad and just go through and just start wrecking people.
Good, and it's crossplay.
I was going to ask if it was.
Yeah, it is crossplay.
That's awesome.
Don't do that to me. That's gonna.
Dude, so easy. Yeah, man, get on PC.
I hate and love you guys at the same time.
It was $40. I went ahead and I bought the premium edition. Like,
I would like to point out that TCP hates live service and microtransactions and has participated in both with this game.
I don't think this is. The game's.
Go ahead, take that little sip of Kool-Aid real quick.
It's a different type of live. This is a little different type of like a live service game. You know, it's not like I don't think gonna have to buy the continuous packs as they come out. Yes, it has microtransactions in it, but it's not. The microtransactions aren't necessary. I haven't bought anything in it. I mean, yeah, I bought the premium edition just because, like, I thought it was going to cost more, but it didn't. It came with a cool submachine gun, and I used it, and I was like, I don't like it.
You know, the microtransactions are actually not as expensive as most other games, too.
No, from what I've seen, they're pretty fair. Yeah, they're pretty fair. And you know what? You have to cosmetics. You have to get into the game to even see the microtransactions.
Oh, yeah. Right. Getting into the game is a big issue.
It did take me about 20-30 minutes.
I mean, you don't have to buy anything in that game. And like the microtransactions, it's not pay to win. So the microtransactions are only for cosmetics. You know, some of the cosmetics, like the armor, they come to some of the armors do have different type of buffs. Like, you can carry more grenades, or you shoot better while crouched or prone. Increased damage to explosions. Things like that, but nothing crazy. Not like
the one thing that I will say that drives me nuts though is, and it has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with me as a player. My muscle memory for certain actions don't work in that game because I'll go to dodge and then I just dive and hit the dirt.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. There's no dodge button. Like if you're in the shit, I dive off of cliffs all the fucking time, man. You're not far enough in the game where you haven't fought the chargers. They're like these huge fucking rhinos.
No. The one mission I went and did a robot mission.
Fuck the robots! I hate fighting the robots.
Because like I said, I went and I did the first mission solo just to see what I could do and how to do it.
Was it against bugs? I should have been against bugs.
No, I went against robots because you can manually select which mission you go. And there was like there's a quest to like do like 3 extractions against robots.
Yeah.
And I went in there and
fucking tough. You had to escort the people. Like you're on a small map, but you have to escort people to like the shuttle.
I haven't done those yet.
Those are fucking tough.
I can only imagine.
Those are kicking everybody's ass. Like I'm on like suicidal and impossible missions right now. I could probably do a Helldiver mission if I wanted to. Not solo, obviously, but with other people.
Can y'all help people and kind of like boost people up, or is it just one of those things where just progressively you just gain levels?
You progressively gain levels. I mean, so for example, Griff is only in the early part of the game. So like there's 9 different levels. There's tutorial level, easy, medium, challenging, hard. Then it's suicidal. Then it's impossible, and then it's Helldiver. I missed one. That's 8. Definitely missed one. I don't know which one I missed. I think very hard. It doesn't matter. So like he started like he can only like select some of those missions, right? So like if I go with him, I can definitely carry in some of the things that I've unlocked and bought. I mean, not bought, but like bought with the credits that I get. Yeah. You earn medals as you complete missions and you find medals and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I have a lot of powerful gear and like superior airstrikes that I can go and take in and just like if I were to go in there, I could just walk through. Like I could actually just walk through and not even fire a shot. I personally would not fire a shot because I can also awesome. I call them the murder bots. These little flying robots that come with you, and one of them has a laser. That thing just goes to fucking town. That thing just goes to fucking town. As long as you don't step in front of it too, because friendly fire is fucking real in that game.
Oh, it's friendly fire.
Friendly fire is fucking real. people step in, like people like throw down sentry turrets, and they step in front of their turrets all the fucking time and just get smoked. And like I have like the flying little robot.
Good thing to know.
And my flying little murder bot, and people will like, because that thing, the closest enemy, it's gonna fucking shoot at. So if you step in front of it, you're just in the way. And the little robot's like, I'm a little robot. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just shooting.
Dang, it's getting mowed down by your own support.
Happens all the fucking time. That's why they give you so many fucking reinforcements, because you're not getting killed by like the enemy. You're getting killed by your team. They even have like stats at the end of it, like how much friendly fire each person caused. We've been pretty good. I've been playing with a couple people. Like, we haven't had like a single drop of friendly fire. It's been great. I'm just like, all right, good to go. And then sometimes you play.
I can see it now being with certain people and just like we'll shoot each other more than any enemy.
Yeah, I can tell you this right. Hey, I've played hardcore on freaking Call of Duty, so every now and then I'm always like, oh, my bad. I ain't mean to shoot you. My bad.
Yeah. But Griff could also join me, and I could like launch impossible missions, and like he'll have a tough time. Like the weapons that I carry around, like some of them are better suited for certain situations. Mm-hmm. But I mean, his weapons will do just as good as my weapons, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Not only is there friendly fire, but unlike other shooters, if you reload halfway through the clip, you throw away the rest of your ammo.
Yeah. Oh. You have to be very careful with your magazines. I was like, why am I going through ammo so quickly?
Yeah.
Why don't I have because you don't have an ammo counter. You don't have an ammo counter. You have like you have a magazine icon next to how many magazines you're carrying. So it'll be like, oh, you're carrying 5 of 5 magazines, and you have a little graphic of your magazine, and then the graphic will start to shrink as you go through ammo, and then it will turn red, and then it will just be blank. Also, another thing is you can run out of ammo and continue to fire, and he won't do anything. You have to manually reload. So if you run out of ammo and continue to fire, it's not like in other games like, oh, I don't have any ammo, so I'm just gonna automatically reload. No, you have to manually reload.
Yeah. It's a level of realism that I'm not sure if I like sometimes, but
it works out great, and it's fine because like you'll sit there and
it works.
Swarm. So like, I'll go through the flamethrower, and I just run through the flamethrower, and I run out of the canister, and it's like, oh, I'm out of ammo. So I switch back to my primary weapon, and I run through that, and then I switch to my sidearm, and I run through that, and then like everything's calmed down, so I reload the sidearm, and then I switch back to my primary. And then all of a sudden shit hits the fan again. I'm like, all right, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
So no automatic reload. When you do reload, if you reload with a half a clip, magazine, then all that ammo is just
gone.
Wasted.
Yeah.
Wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a little level of realism that I wasn't expecting.
The funny part is it's the level of realism in a game that does not have anything to do with reality.
True.
I mean, that's crazy.
Because you fight giant bugs and robots.
Giant robots? I mean, yeah. It's just futuristic, I guess.
Yep.
God,
I mean, they got to do something to set themselves apart, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, they fucking did it. And you weren't like we were talking about like before you got here, like and how they've just been slammed. The only thing that's been wrong with the game so far is just the matchmaking and the server capacity. Because they're like, this game probably won't be that big, and like Griff said, like we might have like 250,000 users max. Day 1, 1 million users. Day 2, 1 million users. Day 3, 10 days later, 1 million users.
Yeah, it just keeps growing.
It's only gotten more popular.
Yeah, they've had to shut off all of their socials because people keep coming in like, have you fixed your servers? Have you fixed your servers? Have you fixed They just get tired of answering. We're doing what we can. Give us a minute.
Right. And that's what I said. That's what they did during the last half of yesterday. Like, as I told them, like it was like around 2:00 my time. They were just like, just turn the game off, make it so no one can play, make it so no one can play. And so like I'm sitting there like trying it every hour, just like relaunching the game. Can I get in yet? No. All right, cool. I mean, like the shit wouldn't even boot up. Dude, it doesn't even come up to the opening cutscene. It's just like nothing.
So I mean, so right now, if I were to purchase it, then I probably wouldn't even be able to get it.
No, it's up now. It's back. I tried to. That was yesterday.
You'd
So
be
I
able to
back
play
this
it.
morning.
But you would probably still have to wait about 20 or 30 minutes, possibly, to get in initially. But once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, I haven't had that issue, like, because like when Griff said that the other day, he's like, "Oh, I'm sitting in the queue. It says servers are at capacity." I was like, "What?" I mean, like I know they have matchmaking.
It's mostly a PlayStation issue.
Yeah. So I was only getting the capacity issue, like, because they turned everything off. They're just like, "Don't let anybody in. We need to fix the matchmaking. Everyone's having issues matchmaking, so let's just turn it off, and then we'll get back to it tomorrow." And
it's been it was fun. It was fun. Like I definitely could see the appeal of playing with friends on that. The solo appeal is very minimal.
I mean, I was playing.
Yeah, that's not a solo game.
I was playing. I mean, you have to play with somebody else. You definitely, especially as you move up in difficulty, you have to play with other people. I thought you were talking about like, you know, I'm just a solo person and I go join a different party, and like even though I don't have voice chat with them, like sometimes like you can, you know, because you're on PC, it's very quick and easy to type out a message super quick.
Yeah.
And like, you know, they have like you can say thank you, yes, no, help, follow me, need support, need ammo,
emotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not bad. Like and most people understand that it's a cooperative game. So like you can go through once you start tagging objectives on maps. Like whoever like tags first, everyone's like, all right, let's stick together. Let's all stick together. I understand. Like I can kind of visualize how they want to creep around the map. Because most people are like, let's just start knocking out the nests on our way to the objective. Like skirt the edges of the map, maybe knock out some nests, and then go to this objective first. Then go through, knock out these nests, get some of the side objectives. You know, most people are like usually on the same page. And like those are the times where like I've had it like we land and someone will tag a map, and then someone else like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna tag over here, and then they just fucking all four people are like off in this different directions, and people are so fucking dying. And you hear them slamming on their keyboard, like, why'd you guys follow me? You're just like, all right. I'm like,
why ain't you following anybody else?
Yeah, it's just like we were over here. I've had that happen. Like some dude was like, I don't know, way on the other side of the map, and all three of us just like, why are you over there, bud? What are you doing? He's like, I got a huge nest over here. I'm like, we're over here just. I'm not smoking and joking, but like we're clearing shit out over here. We're good over there.
I would definitely have to figure out like all the good landing spots, because thanks for the like, Ashley. But
the terrain changes every time. So like,
does it?
Yeah, like I've never like really seen the same map. I don't think I've ever seen the same map. And even if there is the same map, like the locations of the objectives change. So it's like you're not doing the same thing over and over. That's kind of like what I was trying to feel like. It's not really a live service game. But like, Destiny, you're doing the same missions over and over in the same environment, the same map. You can almost run it with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
In this, like, you have types of missions, but they're different maps, different planets, different species that you're fighting. Outposts will be in different locations. I mean, I can't even say different locations just because I've never, even if like I've spent like days on the same map or the same planet, I've never seen the same environment twice.
Well, there's also kind of like a push and pull kind of thing that's going on throughout the whole war, I guess, if you want to. It's like, I was watching a video that was explaining it. I didn't realize this myself, but it's like, I guess as time goes on, like as people participate, whether we win or lose, if we lose, it's like the fight gets closer to Super Earth, which I guess is like our home place. And then if we're constantly winning, we're actually pushing into their defenses, and we're actually like going even further into just all of their stuff, which I guess will allow us to see more stuff, but we won't see more stuff if we're not all succeeding together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah, I think they said that. So like, the more missions we complete, the more percentage of a planet we liberate.
Right.
We liberate all the planets in a sector, then we liberate that sector, and then move on to the next sector. But,
It definitely makes you feel like a real Starship Trooper.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
But as people launch missions and they fail their missions, then we lose liberation. And I imagine like after a while, like, the developers will be like, all right, they just naturally had this massive push. Now we have to start over.
What was that,
like
Wild?
seasons.
It'll be done in 4.5 minutes.
Are you downloading it right now? Look at this dude. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
4.5
Yeah, man,
minutes.
we shouldn't even do the cast plan, man. We should just boot that shit up and just start fucking playing.
Are we just gonna run through this now? Are we gonna run through this now?
We're gonna fucking do it. Nah, I don't know. Let him finish. I don't know. It's your show. You do what you do.
All I'm saying is you got 4.5 minutes to decide.
He's also gotta play the tutorial and shit.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
That takes no time though.
Man, that shit's so much fun. I wonder what they're gonna do with the map. So like we talked about the map, and if you go off to the right, there's you're finding the bugs. You go off to the
30
left.
minutes later.
You go up to the right, finding the automatons, the robots. So there's like a top level to the galaxy, and then there's a bottom level to the galaxy. So I've been thinking like, what would they do? Are we gonna have like some like sentient alien? Not sentient, but like like actual aliens? Like I guess what's sentient?
The map is definitely set up for
intelligent aliens.
The map is definitely set up for expansions.
Yeah.
100%.
I hope you don't have to pay for them, because then like if you do pay for them, then it's the live service that you're talking about. Pay to play more.
They're planning on keeping it going for as long as they can. Now, what's going to suck about the invasion forces is when the player base takes a dip and they start pushing back. Like the remaining players are going to be fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine they'll balance it out. They'll understand. Because the player base is not going to be the same today as it is going to be, 2 years from now. They'll have adjustments and so on and so forth. I mean, dude, I'm having a lot of fun. I hope it lasts that long. Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny. I don't want to knock this game on the stream, but I'm gonna say it out loud. So I also I've been waiting for Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. I was waiting for that game too.
Yeah.
So that's another PlayStation, PlayStation exclusive that was ported over to PC. I bought that too. I bought it and I played it a little bit. I was like, all right, this definitely seems like my type of game. Third person RPG, action adventure, story driven campaign. It's a port, so it has its little dips here and there when it comes to performance and everything, but I'm fine with it. It's a beautiful game. I'm having a lot of fun. I was playing it, and I started seeing the reviews on Helldivers. And I played Helldivers, and I was like, all right, Banishers, you might as well not even exist anymore. I'm sorry.
The funny part is that Skull and Bones dropped, and apparently people are loving it, but people are loving Helldivers more.
Oh, right. Oh, what? I heard everyone was hating Skull and Bones.
Okay, everybody that I've seen everybody that I personally know that has played Skull and Bones has loved it.
Oh,
I'm not saying they have good taste. I'm just saying they've loved it.
I was like, wait a minute.
I saw people who were just thrashing it. They're like, "You made a pirate game and I can't swim." We already knew that you couldn't board ships, and it's just a cutscene when you board ships. And gathering resources is just a cutscene. Going on land is just a cutscene. They're like, you can't disembark your ship at all. You can't get in the ocean and swim. They're like, there's nothing you can do. It's just like this super fast paced ship battle. So it's like, I don't know. I've seen gameplay of it, and people were just trashing it.
So literally, going from your ship to land. Instead of actually it's showing you or that process or whatever, it's a cutscene.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, definitely when you're taking a ship, definitely when you damage the ship enough and you're like, oh, let's go board and raiding party, and it's just like, watch it, it's a beautiful cutscene and it's over. There's you can I think you can set up outposts like a logging camp or something, because you need wood, obviously.
Yeah.
And someone's saying you set up logging camps on islands or on land, and to mine those resources is just. All right, thanks. And it's
Go Ubisoft. All right, so
I was
go ahead.
I was watching some gameplay of it, and it looked like they were playing Fast and Furious with boats and just shooting at each other. I was like, how the fuck are the boats moving like that fast? And so like
drive-bys with Man of War.
I mean, obviously you can't have realism to it because like realism, like those boats aren't moving fucking quick, and like I felt like.
I mean, that's what Sea of Thieves was like.
They were like realistic speed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I felt like Black Flag was like a little quick. It was, fast enough so it didn't get dry and boring, but it was also still slow enough that you're like, this is super unrealistic. But like I've seen Skull and Bones gameplay, and it looked like it was super unrealistic. These people were like doing U-turns in like half a second. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, you can't do that with a ship.
No, they're just
not with a sailing ship.
Yeah, it drifted in a freaking boat.
Well, that's also the other thing. If you had actual physics to it, wind only blows one direction.
Mm-hmm. And they were like, I mean, I think the volleys in Black Flag are like really fucking quick because you launch an entire volley of cannons off the right, off the starboard side of your ship. It takes a while to fucking reload, and like you can still do it in Black Flag pretty quick. I'm like, I was watching Skull and Bones. They're just like, look at it's like a machine gun. It's like a machine gun. Just I'm just like, that doesn't look very good.
And in Sea of Thieves, like you have different types of ammunition. Like you have ammunition specifically designed to take out other people's sails. Like you have like you can shove a bola down a cannon and rip out somebody's mass.
That'd be awesome.
Like that was their bare minimum that they needed to start with was what Sea of Thieves had to offer.
I don't know. I have not seen great things about Skull and Bones, and you can't check the Steam reviews because it didn't release on Steam. I feel like they did that. There's been a lot of Ubisoft games lately that only release on Epic Games, and you can't really see the reviews. And there's a review number, but like you can't see what people say about the game.
Right.
Whereas like on Steam, they put their heart and soul into those comments. Can't see that. So you need to see that.
Speaking of releasing on Steam, so apparently Sony's getting ready to do a massive push of their exclusive titles to PC.
Here we go. Finally getting to the show. Topic number one.
Topic number one. 27 minutes into the show. Thanks for the segue.
Are you sure you want it? Because it just finished.
We'll power through. Like we got.
We'll keep going. You play through the tutorial. It's not like we're going to end the show and then I'm going to have to wait 20 minutes for you to play the tutorial. Sorry, that was a very selfish comment, but it's also very true.
Hold on a sec. Let me get my controller and turn my PlayStation on.
Anyway, yeah, so it helps. Yeah, Sony's bringing a lot of PC. I think that's a smart move for them. Pushing to PC. I mean, they've been doing it slowly here and there, but like, I think they'll probably keep doing it at the same pace they've been doing it. I understand that they'll try to bring more games over to PC, but I mean, I think they'll probably still be at the same pace. Yeah. Especially for the larger first party exclusive, they'll still be like a 3-year wait. I think it's about
I saw on the list was Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm like, yes, please
do it. I mean, I won't buy it. I'm not gonna buy it because I mean,
I that's a game I'll buy again.
I haven't bought any Sony first party games. Like, I haven't bought them twice. Like, what is it? Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Spider-Man Remastered. I haven't bought them on PC. I mean, like, I don't want to, because I would have to start them from scratch. If I could move my save file, then I would definitely do it.
I mean, honestly, I see a future subscription service for PC, PlayStation.
So, I mean, like, the way that I look at it, like, just like with Helldivers and Banishers, those are PC's exclusives that were ported over to, or those are PlayStation exclusives that were ported over to PC. I bought them on PC because I want that performance. I want the performance off the bat. Performance over, I guess. But since like Spider-Man and those other games have been out for so long, I would take the slight performance drop So that's slight. The major performance drop, just to keep my save file. I don't want to start from scratch. If I could move my save file, then it would be no question. No question. I would definitely double dip. I would, especially if it's a couple years later, I would definitely buy it on PlayStation first, play it, make sure I got my New Game Plus set up, got everything unlocked, and then move my save file. Hell yeah, I would buy it on PC again to get that performance. But I'm not going to do it just to lose my save file. That sounds bad. It's terrible.
But yeah, I don't know. Like there's a couple of games I'll buy Ghost of Tsushima again. I only bought Horizon Zero Dawn once, and I bought it on PC. I won't buy God of War again. As amazing as that game is, I don't need to play it again. What? And I'm not buying Spider-Man again.
To each their own. Everyone has their own opinion. Your opinion is fucking wrong. I can't talk because I haven't bought them again. But I play those games constantly on PlayStation.
So
I mean, PlayStation 5 still getting 60 FPS on those, and it's tolerable. It's tolerable, so I can do it.
You and your first world problems. The opening cinematic. But servers at capacity. Please try again later. Anyway, all right. So, who else here watches anime regularly? Yeah. So, have you been following the Funimation Crunchyroll BS? Okay, so Crunchyroll, for those who haven't been paying attention, Crunchyroll has bought Funimation and they are joining their services. Now, apparently, if you have bought things on Funimation, Crunchyroll is not going to let you keep it. And
it's pretty fucked.
Not only that,
they're not letting you keep it.
Yeah, no, they won't let you. So like if you bought a movie, you cannot watch it on Crunchyroll. And here pretty soon the Funimation is being shut down completely.
You're losing all your purchase content.
Yep. And not only that, they are quadrupling the price. It's going
Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Fucking God damn it.
Yeah, it's going to like $120 a year.
So that's $10. $10 a month.
I think it's more than that. Like if you buy the yearly package. I don't know about what their monthly is going to be.
No. So Crunchyroll Premium right now is $7.99 a month.
That's not bad, but once the services are completely combined, it's going up.
Yeah, but $120 a year with there being 12 months, 120 divided by 12, that's 10.
Which is
$10 a month.
Which is not bad, but when you are completely removing all competition and then jacking up your prices,
they're adding more content.
No, they're not adding more content. They're adding in Funimation's library.
That's adding more content.
It's also removing the competition and jacking up the prices.
I mean, it's not necessarily competition. I mean, yeah, it's competition.
Oh, okay.
Boys.
But you're adding more content. You're adding more content. I get it. I understand that you're taking away the competition, but they're also still adding more content. It's not like they took away the competition and then jacked up their prices and then didn't add the content.
Yeah, but there wasn't too much difference in their content.
That's what I was trying to say. I felt like, like, what was like major Funimation stuff? Like, talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Funimation had a lot of the Shonen Jump stuff.
Yeah. I felt like most of that was on Crunchyroll already.
It was.
Yeah.
So they're not getting a lot of extra content. They're just removing the competition and jacking up the prices. And then telling... and then telling you, oh yeah, by the way, we're not honoring your purchases on Funimation.
Hey, just because you bought a game doesn't mean you own it.
Yeah.
You know what that also means? Piracy isn't stealing.
Yeah. I'm going to look back every 30 seconds to see if he's let me in yet.
I'm in.
I am not.
I mean, get that tutorial done, bud.
All right, so this one I thought was really cool. So, Fromsoftware is now the sole owner of everything Elden Ring. Because apparently Bandai Namco was backing them, and they have bought the rights to everything Elden Ring from them. So Elden Ring is solely a Fromsoftware IP now.
Good. That means hopefully no one can mess it up.
Hopefully. I would love to see a lot more companies backing out of those massive corporations.
I heard rumors that I think it was Bandai Namco was trying to get them to turn Elden Ring into more of a live service game just because of how popular it is. They just want to capitalize on it. And the creators are like, no, that's not what this game is supposed to be. And I'm sure that's probably part of the reason for all that.
I mean, good on them. Good on them for sticking by it.
Yeah. Honestly, if it became a live service game, I don't think I'd like it anymore. I don't think it would have the same feel to it. I don't think it wouldn't be the same thing.
Like, if you have issues already with invaders, imagine having an invader every 20 seconds.
Honestly, that's actually my issue with Elden Ring is the fact that there is no real invasions. In the previous games, it was something that could happen a lot, but the only way you can get invaded in Elden Ring is if you have somebody already with you. And odds are, if you got somebody with you, you're just going to outnumber that person unless they're really fucking good. And I mean, a lot of people are, but not everybody. You know, most people will just get outnumbered.
Can't you just turn invasions off? On and off?
You can, and you get fake ones.
Yeah, there are ways to control those things, which, I mean, I don't know. They could have designed it a little differently, but it's kind of understandable because when you're out in the open world, it's fucking huge, and if you had to chase somebody down around like outside there, I don't know, it would just kill it.
Hey, Wild, you need to reset your camera so we can watch your face as you're playing through the tutorial.
I tried, bro. It's friggin'. It won't friggin' work. I've reset it already. I've exited out of it, gone back into it. It will not do it. I'll try it again.
Yeah, I've never been too much of a fan of invasions. I was just like, because I feel like they always happen at the worst time. You know, when definitely when you're trying to do something, you definitely try to focus on something, and it's just like.
That's when it's always the most tense.
I would normally turn invasions off. There was only one game where I liked invasions because I was really fucking good at it. And I would invade people all the time and I would fuck their shit up. And it's going to be a game that you guys aren't even thinking about.
What's that?
It was Watch Dogs.
Oh, you know what? I remember that. That was actually a lot of fun too. It was very similar, but different.
I was fucking good at those invasions. Or even when people invaded me, I was fucking good. I was really fucking good.
It was kind of like a future Assassin's Creed or something with like all the tech.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would be that one a-hole that would turn on like God mode in the middle of being invaded. Like if I'm in the middle of something and I get invaded, it's like, all right, God mode, one shot. All right, back to doing what I was doing. I'd be that guy. Which is why I usually turn invasions off.
You're talking about WeMod?
Yeah. That's one way to do it.
You know, when WeMod launches it should launch the game in an offline state.
So it does, but you can manually turn it online.
Well, then you're just a fucking cheater then.
Or I just don't play online.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, so it will not initialize my camera.
Awesome. I
Like,
wonder. I wonder if it's because it's minimized. Because we saw your shirt like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I know. And so I turned it off, and then I went to go turn it back on, and it just gives me this green screen.
Huh.
Hey, back in just a minute, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, green screen.
So, something I thought that was really interesting was the Palworld developers. Have you been seeing all this crap? So, people have been hopping on to like Twitter and their Discord and all that and giving them hell because their player base is dropping. And the developer came out and they're like, okay, why is this a bad thing? We're not the only game in existence. There's other great games out there. There's other great games coming out. Go play them.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
every game's going to lose its player base at some point, right?
Yeah, he came out. He's like, he's not defending himself losing a player count. He's just like, fine, go play the game. We're going to come out with more content. And all it's doing is giving us time to do that. So go play the other games. Like, you know, we're not a live service game. Just go do your thing. Like, come back when you want to come back. Like, Palworld's not going anywhere. So I thought that was really interesting. He's actually came out. He's like, we are not the only game in existence. Go play something else.
Imagine that.
It's not something you hear every day.
Yeah. Because every game out there now is trying to hold your attention forever.
I know, and that's what
Every game wants you to live in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They started making games so big. They're like, oh, we make the map huge. You know, then
And
they
put
have to play.
absolutely nothing in it.
Yeah, then they have to play forever. I'm like, some people don't want to play games. Some people don't want to games that where it's like, oh, we have 400 hours worth of story. I'm like, I don't fucking want that. I just want to play the game, beat it. You know, I want to move on to the next one. You still got my money. You don't need to.
I actually used to love open world games. It used to be like my favorite type of game to play. Nowadays, I don't really enjoy them that much because it's too much space. It's too much for me to too much space for me to do a bunch of nothing. And I just want to like be on some sort of focus path and just do a thing, you know?
I can see pros and cons for both ways. I do like big, wide, open world games, but I don't like online multiplayer open world games.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I play an open world, you know, takes 5 hours to walk from one side to the other of a continent. I want to do that solo. Like I want to learn the nooks and crannies and all that and just go explore by myself and not be tied down to somebody else's content. Speaking of which, the Helldivers developers, apparently they caused some backlash because they said, no, we will not do PvP because if we do PvP, we have to balance it for PvP. And if we balance it for PvP, nobody will have fun in PvE. Which has been the argument of every PvE game out there for all time. And they've left it to fans and writers to say it. And now developers actually saying it.
Thank you. I saw it and I was like, yes, thank you. Not everyone likes PvP.
No.
I fucking love PvE, and I stopped playing PvP because it was making me too angry. People want to fucking cheat because they're losing. Like, oh damn it, I'm not good at it, so I might as well start cheating. I'm like, fuck, man. If you want PvP, go play games that are PvP. Shit.
Exactly. And like maybe like down the line they could create just a completely separate game that is that, so it doesn't clash with the actual PvE game. That's just an idea. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was thinking about it. I was talking with a buddy of mine once, and I was talking about, like, if we won, like, the Mega Millions, what would we do? And I'm like, well, I'd started my own video game company. And I'd make, like, a looter shooter, and I would make a completely separate PvP server that is completely balanced for PvP that doesn't touch the PvE side of things. So that way, If you want a PvP, go PvP and leave the PvE players alone. Because like games in like Destiny, they'll introduce things that are strictly for PvE, but it's allowed in PvP and it breaks PvP every single time. And the things that are good in PvP suck in PvE. So it's like, you can't win for losing in that game. And it's like, you know, if you had dedicated PvP servers that were balanced specifically for PvP, you wouldn't have all these PvE balancing issues. Because what do players want to do in PvE is they want to power creep to the point that they could trivialize the hardest content.
Yep.
Like, that's what players like me like to do. Like, you know, using Destiny as an example again, when I go to a Grandmaster Nightfall, I want to trivialize it because, you know, without having the proper teammates, I'm never going to get it done. Like, that's the way I got with Anthem, is I got to the point that there was no PvP in Anthem, and I could just power through most of the content in the game that was designed for multiple players because the player base fell off. So yeah, if you're a PvE game, stay PvE and leave PvP for PvP games, or make separate servers specifically for it. That is my opinion, and I will stick by it.
Tell me how you really feel.
I wasn't expecting that to turn into a rant, but
Oh man, rants are good. Rants are good. Yes. Yes, let the hate flow through you.
okay.
Come over to my side.
Didn't realize I was so opinionated about PvE content. But alas, here I am. So apparently Madamweb was terrible.
I wish Grizz was here, because I know Grizz would just have so much fun. I wonder if he went and hate watched it. He's trying.
I was hoping that it was going to be a good movie. I was. Listen, I like the Madamweb story. All right.
We all had hope.
I did have hope.
Dreams.
And the one preview I watched made it look good. It was not. Like, it was so bad that critics were apologizing for the Morbius reviews, because they're like,
honestly, I thought the trailers really weren't looking all that hot, or at least the ones I saw anyway. And
either. No?
And you know, after the movie actually came out and I started seeing reviews, like I started seeing like interviews with the actress, the main one that did the Madamweb, and she didn't even seem like she. Yeah, I couldn't remember her name. She didn't even seem like she gave a shit about like even like being in the role. Like it just.
I think she did up until she saw the movie.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. It didn't seem like she did even then, but I mean, I don't know.
There was an interview where she was. They were asking her if she could name 3 Spider-Man movies, and she couldn't.
Oh damn!
Yeah, she didn't do no research at all.
Like, all she had to say was Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Like,
right.
I remember, like, you can find every. So this is like why I guess Marvel was top tier for a while, because you could find an image of their actors reading the comics of their characters.
Yeah.
Whether they were forced to or they wanted to do it on their own, whether it was homework or it was a personal choice, you could find an image, a video, a still, something. Every single one of the characters was doing research and homework, was reading the comics.
That's actually one of my favorite interviews with, for a comic book show, was, what's his name for the Punisher?
Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about John Berthenol?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's his last name, right? It's his last name does look very tough to pronounce. Berthenol?
We're going to go with it.
Okay. John B.
The interview with him about him learning how to be the Punisher was, he walked into a comic book store and grabbed every Punisher comic book off the shelf to read it, to learn how to be John Castle. or Frank Castle. Wow. I was got some hate on that one. And he walked up to the counter, and the clerk behind the counter goes, I know who you are, I know what you're doing, and I know why you're doing it. And he went through the stack, and he goes, you're going to read this one, you're going to read this one, you're going to read this one, you're going to read this one. Throw this one away. You're not doing this. You're not doing this. And he took he goes, all right, you're a fan. You know what's going on. I'm going to listen to you. And that's exactly what he did. He bought the comics the guy recommended, and he threw the other ones away. It's like, 100%. Like, and then Marvel Phase 4 happened, and there's all these interviews with the directors are like, yeah, they told us not to read anything.
Oh, that's right. They did do that.
Yeah. There's interviews with all the writers, all the directors, actors, and they're like, don't read the comic books, don't read the books, don't read Wikipedia, don't do any of that. Stay away from it. This is the story you're telling. These are these characters. Now go make a movie. And what happened with Marvel Phase 4? It is crashing and burning so freaking hard.
Maybe they wanted to try to create something slightly more original, instead of just trying to...
I don't think it was even slightly. It's like a lot.
Because, I mean, they were catching hell for that for like a little bit.
Listen.
They would say, like, hey, we're doing Civil War. And then they would do Civil War, and because it wasn't shot for shot, everyone was like, that's not really what happened. Spider-Man was, he was on Tony Stark's side at one time, but then he switched over to Captain America. So that's not actually how Civil War went. So that's probably what they were trying to get away from. A lot of people being like, you say you're following this storyline, but you're not following it exactly, because if you were following it exactly, then there would be no point in telling it, because I already knew it was going to happen. I already knew the storyline, and that's not actually what happened. Sorry.
See, like, in the comic books, like, it would have made a better Civil War movie, in my opinion, if you had Spider-Man go out there and do what Spider-Man did in Civil War, because like Peter Parker went out on stage as Spider-Man, he goes, and because he was on Iron Man's side, like, we need to register, we need to do all this, takes his mask off and goes, I'm Peter Parker, I'm Spider-Man, on camera on the news, and the very next day one of his all-time villains goes in and kills Aunt May. Like,
Aunt May.
For like the 14th time, but Aunt May, the one character that'll never die, she's truly immortal.
Wait, are you talking about Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben is immortal. He always comes back. He's died 1,000 times.
Okay, Uncle Ben comes back every time they reboot Spider-Man, and then he dies and he stays dead for all of Spider-Man.
We're getting into the multiverse now, man.
And I'm going to catch some flack from some of our Spider-Man fanboys that watch this, being like, Aunt May's been dead in this universe this whole time. It's like, okay, I see it now. But yeah, no, I mean, how bad of a movie do you have to be, though, for critics to come out and go like, sorry, Morbius, we were too hard.
I can't imagine how bad it's going to...
Morbius was so bad that they re-released it because they got social media traction because of the memes of how bad it was.
And you think they were banging on them, everyone coming out and hate watching it? Okay, if we re-release it, they might hate watch it because it was so bad. No, they just hated it so much that they even hate watch it. God, I felt bad that I still gave them a review when it came on Netflix, and I watched it when it was on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, isn't it? Like, how bad of a Marvel property do you have to be released on Netflix and not Disney Plus?
Oh, I mean, Morbius and Venom. I don't think it. Maybe the Tom Holland movies are on Disney Plus, but I don't think Venom and Morbius are on Disney Plus.
Let There Be Carnage is on Netflix.
Yeah, I think they're only on Netflix. They're not on Disney Plus.
Yeah. But there are still Sony properties, so
yeah,
or at least they were when they were made.
I mean, the Netflix shows, The Defenders, are on Disney Plus. They should be, because those shows were great.
Honestly, those should go back to Netflix because apparently, even was it Charlie Cox? Like, apparently he's almost walked off set a couple of times because of Disney.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, they've been screwing him. They've been fucking him. He came in for what was it, Far From Home, was there for like 10 seconds. He came in for Echo. He was there for like 10 seconds. Came in for She-Hulk. He was there for like, we'll say like 30 seconds. He was there for like a bit more. He was there for like 2.5 episods.
But yeah, he's getting weighed down by all these shit shows.
Yeah, and he's not being there for very long. Yeah.
And then you got oh hell, I completely forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, anyway, like he was a great Daredevil, in my opinion.
Hopefully they, Born Again does some justice. Hopefully Born Again does a little bit of justice. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Coming back to Madamweb, I am so now looking forward to.
So I'm guessing
Craven.
I'm guessing there's some sort of like anti-cheat that blocks Cam.
Oh, you just trying? Okay.
Yeah. So I can't. It says because I'm still. So I have a cam. I already have a cam ordered and on its way. But using this is why I hate using this cell phone. I hate it. That's why I'm like, I am so excited for this cam to come.
Hey, I'm still in queue, so.
Oh yeah, I was in. I did the tutorial. I got in there, and I'm on the deck. I can open up like social and everything else.
Oh, nice, okay. Nice. Did you get it on Steam?
Yes.
Okay. But that's all I got for tonight.
Oh, Craven! I want to talk about Craven. God,
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's gonna be so bad, dude. So bad.
Like
he gets bit by a lion and gets animal powers, and they showed that in the fucking trailer.
That's just how they all get powers, isn't it?
And he turns into an anti-hero to stop hunters.
And I think I might have heard something about that.
Did you even fucking what?
Yeah, it's like go read a comic, please, and then see if that's how you perceive Craven.
Dude, what's his name? Aaron Taylor. I want to say Joy because it's Anna Taylor Joy. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Dude is like the spitting image of Craven too. The way they have him looking, he's like the spitting image of Craven. He's gonna look so good, and then they're gonna have him bit by a fucking lion, get animal powers, become an anti-hero, and stop hunters.
Brought to you by PETA.
Right.
His name is Craven the Hunter. Yeah, he doesn't hunt he hunts for sport, but I mean, he doesn't like poachers. I mean, yeah, I understand him fucking up poachers. He respects his hunts. He respects his hunts.
He does to a point, but he also he gets to a point that what he hunts isn't big enough, and he starts hunting like mutants and shit.
Yes, that is great. That is how it happens.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you know what?
He's kind of like the Predator, but not.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison. That's a pretty good comparison. I was gonna say, yeah, he hunts down a lion. He's just like, you know what, that wasn't challenging enough.
But he's a white guy.
Spider-Man.
Right.
But all right, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thank you all for coming to watch, and we hope you had a good time. And we will catch you